Stage 1. Initiation into the block. 1 wristband, 1 number. Your identity is reduced to procedure. The first lesson in how this block measures and confines you. The corridor hums under fluorescent light. Cell 7B becomes the first boundary of your new life, small, ordered, isolating. The wall keeps a ledger of loyalties and warnings. Learning to read those marks is learning who keeps watch in the block. Head count. A stamped time verifies you exist here. Stillness becomes a language, a way to avoid drawing unwanted notice. Food arrives on a schedule. Canteen tokens quietly name who can pay for favors, an economy beneath the official one. Small tokens hold big obligations. They are currency, reputation, and leverage rolled into one cold disk. The yard runs in split windows. When a guard shifts, a blind spot opens, and conversations that can't happen inside begin to breathe. Knocks are the block's informal radio. Your reaction to that pattern tells others more about you than words ever could. A coded message arrives, accepting it as an invitation or a test into the network that governs these cells. Paper carries a history. The smudge, the ink, the crease, all hint at who sent it and why they needed to be secret. First night settles like cold concrete. You learn the rhythms here by sound, clicks, distant voices, the comfort of knowing when the slot will close.
Stage 2. Does that mean we're supposed to talk now?
Stage 2. Reading the codes. A nod at roll call is more than politeness. It's a marker. You begin to map the block, not by maps, but by gestures. Patterns emerge when you look close. Symbols repeat, cross-reference, and begin to make a conversation out of stone and ink. The rotation sheet is a map of opportunity and risk. The windows when the institution looks away. Tokens buy information, a name, a direction on the wall. Small facts that let you begin to survive on other people's rules. You learn the rhythms that call and warn. Each tap is a sentence in a language nobody taught you, but everyone understands. The bed itself keeps memory. Every groove is a message left by someone who needed to be heard without speaking. A look says what words cannot. Tentative trust, a bargain not yet signed, the fragile outline of an alliance. Small confirmations build into a shared map, the quiet coordination that keeps you both a little safer. A worn token is more than metal. It carries favors owed, reputations staked, and the cost of every small mercy. You rehearse signals until the pattern sits under your skin. A private code that might save you or bind you tighter. Exchanges in the open air are always risky. Still, information moves faster than suspicion when coins change hands. Layers of graffiti are a living document. Edits, erasures, and additions that trace power shifting in slow, deliberate marks. Rumors tighten the room like tension on a wire. Every word you hear becomes part of the ledger you keep in your head. Stage 3. Silent alliances. A shared tray is the beginning of a currency that isn't counted on paper. It turns strangers into partners, sometimes reluctantly. The debt ledger is informal but sacred, a record of what is owed and what you can expect in return. Blind spots are small windows of daring. A note passed in one can binds you to someone else's fate. When tempers flare in the yard, your choice becomes public. Intervene and show allegiance, or withdraw and protect yourself. The slot is both witness and judge, a narrow aperture through which authority and fear pass alike. You trade knowledge for safety. Each secret counts as collateral in a world where favors buy brief security. Scrutiny tightens at night. Each question is a probe. Your composure can be the difference between suspicion and calm. New scratches are fresh stories. They remind you that communication here leaves physical traces and obligations behind. A favor is called in. Saying yes creates debt. Saying no creates an enemy. Neither option feels safe. A new pattern arrives after lights out. Adapting quickly is a survival skill, or a liability if you misread it. Fresh ink changes the grammar of the wall. When codes shift, so do the rules everyone follows. Confrontations are often diffused by small gestures. A nod can be more effective than a voice in maintaining fragile peace. As the block goes quiet, the day's exchanges settle into your chest. Favors owed, favors promised, and the cost of both. Morning counts are ritual. Each name called is a reminder that you're still playing by rules not your own. The token is a weight in your palm. What you have, what you owe, and what others might want from you. Signals cross fences as if the division were paper. Alliances can be born from a glance, if you know how to read it. A demand doesn't always come with words. Responding is a negotiation, one that can change who owes what by morning.
They watch everything you do in here.
Stage 4. Pressure cooker. Rumor becomes a tool and a threat. When rotation windows shift, so do the opportunities and the dangers. The wall records upheaval. Each new mark forces everyone to reevaluate the unwritten rules they depend on. Confrontation over a debt makes everything public. How you answer reshapes your obligations and what others expect of you. Signals evolve as pressure rises. Reading them correctly can save you. Misreading them can cost you more than reputation. The slot is a moving witness. It throws light and rumor into the cell and keeps watch in a way no one else can. Violence rearranges the rules fast. When fists fly, any choice you make becomes a public statement of where you stand. Every new debt is another knot in the web. The ledger grows heavier as obligations stack up. Hidden notes are contraband and confidence. They carry instructions, threats, or promises, and sometimes all three. Blind spots are the little rebellions you can risk. Each message sent is an act of trust and exposure. Under scrutiny, you become practice in stillness. The block tests you to see where you'll crack. Secrets surface and change alliances. When loyalty is questioned, your choices multiply, and so do the consequences. The bed keeps a tally, small marks that reveal how people spoke when they could not risk words. Debt can be a spark. In tight spaces, even a small argument risks blowing up into something far worse. Plans at night are fragile. Half-formed strategies born of fear and necessity, all counted against what you already owe. When the day ends, every favor repaid or postponed becomes part of the story you carry into the next dawn. Stage 5. Echoes of the cell. Dawn brings the consequences of choices made under pressure. The block settles into a fragile order, for now. Erased and rewritten marks show where loyalties shifted. The wall remembers those who tried to redraw the map. Each roll call is an inventory. Names, presences, and the invisible debts that thread you to others in the block. Updating the ledger is a quiet ritual of survival, tallying favors, weighing risk, and planning who will do what next. Tokens count out obligations and options. How many you keep or spend shapes every corridor conversation. Every rotation is a rhythm to be learned. Watching the pattern gives you a map of brief freedoms and possible exposures. Night narrows your world again. What you survived and who you owe settles around you like a tangible pressure. The slot keeps watch over every small transaction and silence. It is the steady heartbeat of the cell block. Quiet aftermath, the costs of decoding silence and bartering favors become clear. A fragile new order held together by whispers and warnings.